vibrations and can be precisely dealt with, even as can the physical energies. There are just as certain and reliable laws in the spirit world as obtain in the material realms. During the last few millions of years, many improved techniques for the intake of spiritual energy have been effected by these students of the fundamental laws of the eternal Sun, governing spirit energy as applied to the Urantia and other orders of celestial beings throughout the universes. 4. The Compound Manipulators. This is the adventurous group of well-trained beings who are dedicated to the functional association of the three original phases of divine energy manifested throughout the universes as physical, mindal, and spiritual energies. These are the keen personalities who are in reality seeking to discover the universe presence of God the Supreme. For in this deity personality there must occur the experiential unification of all grand universe divinity, and to a certain extent these artisans have in recent times met with some success. 5. The Transport Advisors. This group of technical advisors to the Transport Seraphim are most proficient in collaborating with the star students in working out routings and in otherwise assisting the chiefs of transport on the worlds of space. They are the traffic supervisors of the spheres and are present on all inhabited planets. Urantia is served by a corps of 70 transport advisors. 6. The Experts of Communication. Urantia likewise is served by 12 technicians of interplanetary and inter-universe communication. These long-experienced beings are expert in the knowledge of the laws of transmittal and interference as applied to the communications of the realms. This corps is concerned with all forms of space messages, except those of gravity and solitary messengers. On Urantia, much of their work must be accomplished over the Archangel's circuit. 7. The Teachers of Rest. Divine rest is associated with the technique of spiritual energy intake. Urantia and spirit energy must be replenished just as certainly as physical energy, but not for the same reasons. I am, perforce, compelled to employ crude illustrations in my attempts to enlighten you. Nevertheless, we of the spirit world must stop our regular activities periodically and betake ourselves to suitable places of rendezvous, where we enter the divine rest and thus recuperate our depleting energies. You will receive your first lessons in these matters when you reach the mansion worlds after you have become Urantia beings and have begun to experience the technique of spirit affairs. You know of the innermost circle of Havana, and that, after the pilgrims of space have traversed the preceding circles, they must be inducted into the long and revivifying rest of paradise. This is not only a technical requirement of transit from the career of time to the service of eternity, but it is also a necessity, a form of rest required to replenish the energy losses incident to the final steps of the ascendant experience, and to store reserves of spirit power for the next stage of the endless career. These energy manipulators also function in hundreds of other ways, too numerous to catalogue, such as counseling with the seraphim, cherubim, and sanobim regarding the most efficient modes of energy intake, and as to the maintenance of the most helpful balance of divergent forces between active cherubim and passive sanobim. In many other ways do these experts lend assistance to Urantia and spirit creatures in their efforts to understand the divine rest, which is so essential to the effective utilization of the basic energies of space. 6. The Designers and Embellishers. How I wish I knew how to portray the exquisite work of these unique artisans. Every attempt on my part to explain the work of spirit embellishment would only recall to material minds your own pitiful but worthy efforts to do these things on your world of mind and matter. This corps, while embracing over 1,000 subdivisions of activity, is grouped under the following 7 major heads. 1. The Craft Workers of Color. These are they who make the 10,000 color tones of spirit reflection peal forth their exquisite messages of harmonious beauty. Aside from color perception, there is nothing in human experience to which these activities may be compared. 2. The sound designers. Spirit waves of diverse identity and Urantia appreciation are depicted by these designers of what you would call sound. These impulses are in reality the superb reflections of the naked and glorious spirit souls of the celestial hosts. 3. The emotion designers. These enhancers and conservators of feeling are those who preserve the sentiments of Urantia and the emotions of divinity for the study and edification of the children of time and for the inspiration and beautification of Urantia progressors and advancing spirits. 4. The artists of odor. This comparison of supernal spirit activities to the physical recognition of chemical odors is, indeed, unfortunate, but Urantia mortals could hardly recognize this ministry by any other name. These artisans create their varied symphonies for the edification and delight of the advancing children of light. You have nothing on earth to which this type of spiritual grandeur can be even remotely compared. 5. The presence embellishers. These artisans are not occupied with the arts of self-adornment or the technique of creature beautification. They are devoted to the production of multitudinous and joyous reactions in individual Urantia and spirit creatures by dramatizing the significance of relationship through the positional values assigned to different Urantia and spirit orders in the composite ensembles of these diversified beings. These artists arrange supermaterial beings as you would living musical notes, odors, sights, and then blend them into the anthems of glory. 6. The taste designers. And how can you be told of these artists? Faintly I might suggest that they are improvers of Urantia taste, and they also endeavor to increase the appreciation of beauty through the sharpening of the evolving spirit senses. 7. The Urantia synthesizers. These are the master craftsmen who, when all others have made their respective contributions, then add the culminating and finishing touches to the Urantia ensemble, thus achieving an inspiring portrayal of the divinely beautiful, an enduring inspiration to spirit beings and their Urantia associates. But you must await your deliverance from the animal body before you can begin to conceive of the artistic glories and aesthetic beauties of the Urantia and spirit worlds. 7. The harmony workers. These artists are not concerned with music, painting, or anything similar, as you might be led to surmise. They are occupied with the manipulation and organization of specialized forces and energies which are present in the spirit world, but which are not recognized by mortals. If I had the least possible basis for comparison, I would attempt to portray this unique field of spirit achievement, but I despair. There is no hope of conveying to mortal minds this sphere of celestial artistry. Nevertheless, that which cannot be described may still be implied. Beauty, rhythm, and harmony are intellectually associated and spiritually akin. Truth, fact, and relationship are intellectually inseparable and associated with the philosophic concepts of beauty. Goodness, righteousness, and justice are philosophically interrelated and spiritually bound up together with living truth and divine beauty. Cosmic concepts of true philosophy, the portrayal of celestial artistry, or the mortal attempt to depict the human recognition of divine beauty can never be truly satisfying if such attempted creature progression is ununified. These expressions of the divine urge within the evolving creature may be intellectually true, emotionally beautiful, and spiritually good, but the real soul of expression is absent unless these realities of truth, meanings of beauty, and values of goodness are unified in the life experience of the artisan, the scientist, or the philosopher. These divine qualities are perfectly and absolutely unified in God, and every God-knowing man or angel possesses the potential of unlimited self-expression on ever-progressive levels of unified self-realization by the technique of the never-ending achievement of God-likeness, the experiential blending in the evolutionary experience of eternal truth, universal beauty, and divine